Yeah, the nice thing about having a Pugna is you can throw it on like any role. So they could run the Pugna mid. They could pick a DK mid, something like that. I mean, obviously it's banned, but they could pick some sort of like lockdown on mid, some sort of lockdown on off lane.
Mhm.
I honestly wouldn't mind seeing like a Queen of Pain right now, just to completely destroy the Storm Spirit in lane. And we talked about it before the game actually started. Is that Murdoch has been looking pretty rough in his 1v1 matchups lately. So to give him a nice little like confidence boost to beat Bryle with a counter pick would be pretty solid, I think, for Furia right now.
But the
So
problem is, I don't feel like he's super confident on Queen of Pain. Like I've seen plenty of Murdoch. He's very good with TA. He's very good with his Kunkka. But we've also seen, and again, I don't know if it's a little bit of a ping issue too, but I've seen him just totally whiff his Queen of Pain ultimates in this tournament,
Oh yeah, true,
which is
that is
really rough.
true.
So I don't know if he wants to take that risk. I mean, I like the idea of it for sure, and I feel like she's very, very strong right now, but he might not be comfortable enough.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not comfortable in Queen of Pain, there still is Ember Spirit. That's a classic. It's
Hmm.
pretty solid against Storm. It's like a 50-50 matchup. One or the other can kill each other, but Ember in the game is quite nice versus Storm. It's some disable for him. That was not the case before. Remember when you could zip roots?
Yep.
I can't believe that was a thing. Now that it's the way that it is, like how broken were these heroes that could just cast their abilities, their mobility abilities through roots? Like that is insane.
That was dope. I mean, we're trending backwards in time, Jenkins, so we might see that come back, you know?
Please no, please no.
You know, Ice Frog's just rewinding the clock. He figures, why not?
Oh,
Okay,
they
they
do
do
go
feel
for the claw.
comfortable with it.
Okay.
All right.
I think this makes sense. Just taking away like all of the kind of games that we've seen, you know, like in terms of purely just drafting, I think this makes sense.
I still don't like that they don't have lockdown on Furia.
I
Like, this
agree,
is the
but
freest Storm game, like, in my opinion, right now.
they do have like, yeah, sure, it's a pretty free Storm game after the lane, but the lane is going to be really rough for him. Like these are Pugna Co-op are both like really good against Storm. The first 15 minutes will be hard, and then after that, you're right, they need an offlaner. The Underlord would have been quite good, really great against Beast, good against like an illusion hero, which potentially Crazy's going to pick in the safe lane, and then also it's like a root for Storm.
Mhm.
They need something like maybe Pangolier is possible. That's pretty
I don't
decent.
think I
Not gr-
see Sexy Fat play that often, though. I
Oh,
know
sorry,
he
it's banned.
does, but
It's actually banned. It's also
okay.
like complete trash against Grimstroke. Sand
Okay.
King. Okay, sure. I like this hero. I think this hero is severely underrated. I think Sand King's quite good. One of the best stuns in the game. The W, the new Sandstorm ability is so good at winning any lane. Like you
Mhm.
cannot throw Sand King into a matchup that he's going to lose. It's impossible. Like it's just a battle of who kills the sentries, no matter what. So you can win any lane. You can cut waves. You can get huge, which is a trending playstyle right now. He's amazing at defending towers. He's amazing at fighting. He gets an early blink and he can devastate team fights. So I love this hero. I think this hero is like super underrated. It's not like S tier or something, but it's definitely like A or B plus tier, and people are treating it like it's D tier.
It's a good argument for the hero for sure. Juggernaut's gonna get picked up though here on Crazy. This looks like a rough game for Furia. Like they have a lot of lockdown. They've got a lot of good combinations coming out from the side of Crazy. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I think in terms of draft wise, I would say that
Duster Pugna.
it's pretty even. I think draft wise, honestly, but maybe favoring Crazy slightly on the draft. But I think that given that Furia has lost like 9 games in a row before this, and Crazy has, you know, played against like the creme de la creme of teams and won the series before this, I would say like
They're top right now, I believe.
skill wise, yeah, this is like the
Them and
top
Quincy
team.
Crew. Them and Quincy
This
Crew, I believe, are at the top
right.
currently.
This is the team to beat. So if Furia does beat Crazy, it's making a huge statement. This is an important game for them
Mhm.
in terms of their confidence, their how they look to, the public perception, and getting scrims from other teams that are like higher tier. Like this game, even let's say I'm not sure if they are, but if they're guaranteed last place, this is still an important game for them. If you can beat like a top team, then it shows that like you're worth inviting, you're worth scrimming. Like I'm saying to them psychologically, this is still going to be really important to get this win.
I do have a question for you though. I just realized Duster's playing the Pugna and Hiko's playing the Winter Wyvern. Have they swapped roles or?
No, I don't think so. I think it'll probably be a 5 Pugna.
You think a 5? How do you feel about that? I mean, we've seen some different stuff being played today, but Crit played it, traditionally as a 4. It's mostly seen as that 4.
I think it's probably okay. I would say I'm leaning towards like maybe it's just because Crit is like one of the best players in the world, if not the best, and maybe that's it. But I am leaning towards 4 probably being better. It looks better being played as 4, but I have seen it played as 5. I have seen it played as offlane. I've seen it played as mid, and to be quite frank, offlane doesn't seem that great. 5 doesn't seem that great. Mid seems good, and then 4 seems insane.
Okay.
Like that's my kind of take on it right now. But the builds are not yet figured out. Like we saw Crit do this decrepified Netherward build in both of the games. So it's just maybe it's not figured out, and we'll see Duster pull out some position 5 Pugna build that works. Because that's a lot of the time why heroes aren't necessarily feeling that great, is because people just don't know what to do on it yet in that position.
But I just don't understand too, like, you've got Hiko who's really good at these. I mean, we've talked about this before, right? Like, there's certain heroes that are just, they're flashier, like, they're able to make more things happen. I feel like it's a waste putting him on this Winter Wyvern.
Okay. I would say that if this was, like, 2 patches ago, I would agree. But now that Winter Wyvern can do damage during her own Winter's Curse, I think that Winter Wyvern has some like serious potential to be like a flashy 4, because like if Hiko can get an Orchid, if Hiko can get like, let's say like a Meteor Hammer, something like that, there is a lot of stuff that he can do in team fights and in ganks. And I think that in my opinion is the reason why they did this swap, is because they see that there's a Storm, they see that there's a Jug, there are these difficult to lock down heroes, and what is Pugna gonna build as a 4 to help with that? Orchid, Orchid Pugna, Atos Pugna, that all sounds like dog. That all sounds bad. Whereas like Orchid on Wyvern, that's the build. Meteor Hammer on Wyvern, that's another build. All of these builds solve issues with the enemy draft. So I think it's more so like they were kind of forced into this position by CR4ZY's draft.
Okay.
And I do like it. I do like it. If Hiko can get off to a good game, it'll be solid for them.
I'm definitely interested in watching and seeing what you can do, because again, as a position 4, yes, you're getting some farm, but you're not going to accelerate. Like, I just feel like on a Winter Wyvern, it's way more difficult.
Yeah.
Whereas we've seen him on other heroes like Rubik, he does incredibly well with, although not the greatest of spells to be able to steal in this particular game, but
I have faith. We'll see. I mean, I think CR4ZY's going to stomp them because they're just like the way better team currently. But with that being said, if this is like some pub and it's even, then I think Wyvern can be fine. It depends on the game. Like, it's very hit or miss in my opinion. I've seen some Wyverns, they try to do this Orchid 4 thing, and it just goes so horrendously, and they just basically play as a 5 Wyvern. And it's like, why are you a 4? But then there's other games where it looks really good. It's definitely very skill based. God, this ward first, so annoying.
a little bit of damage being taken here by Murdoch. The rest of the team is nearby though. Hiko hasn't skilled up anything just yet. Sexy Fat trying to maybe go for that room, but he's not going to be able to, as Aoi will be able to snap it up. Murdoch grabbing the other. And the, looks like an even split here. KZ grabbing one top, RDO grabbing the other ward. So nothing too wild just yet, although a lot of harass changed between Murdoch and Skeeter, of course.
This is cool. This is really nice from CR4ZY. And we've seen them do this in a couple of games where Moon is staying bot because they have this... Like, they're abusing the fact that Duster is just a useless Pugna 5. So they don't need anybody to help KheZu top. So they can just try lane bot and completely dump on this this Sand King.
And as you say that, Moon goes right up top.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is it's like a couple of minutes. You know, you do it to like set the lane off to a good start.
Duster, tag team in the slow. It's KZ who's gonna get the first blood, and they're gonna be able to take down the ward too.
Nice. Yeah, really good rotation from him. That's another thing that starting bot does, is it just makes it like you wonder where the health tusk is gonna go. He could stay there and he could go top. It's really annoying dealing with somebody who's active like this. Once again, going back to the fact that generally speaking, at least in the lanes, NA, SA, Dota, not super active, but a team like this will be very active. You know, Moon Meander has like 3 accounts in top 20.
I feel like SA can be very active, but it depends on what they draft. Again, it all comes down to, you know, do you have someone who can stay in that lane safely and manage to get out?
Yeah,
and allowing you to roam. But it feels definitely now that we're seeing more like active mids, right? You're more likely to see the mid rotate than some of these supports, it feels.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. It's either the mid is drafted a roamer or the 4 is, basically.
Or in some cases, you know, eventually Storm will be zipping around. And this is going about the way that we talked about here with Brile and Murdoch. He's got the Fairy Fire.
Such an easy lane for co-op.
It's good because at this point, I feel like Murdoch really needs to have a good lane.
I feel like Murdoch's gonna go for this.
He's gonna go for it. He's looking. Yeah, he's got it. But he's gonna get outplayed.
No! Oh my God, Brile is a god.
Oh my God. What a player, baby Brile.
My God, the debate.
That feels really bad if you're Murdoch, because you're thinking, all right, I'm going to just, you know, swag up on you. I'm going to go walk over, throw a dagger, and he just gets dragged under that tower.
He was so safe, too. He didn't even blink in. He just...
Like you said, he got jebaited real hard.
Yeah, Brile is... This is one of those matchups where if Storm gets a lead, it can be really rough for the Queen of Pain, because her entire existence is just to shut him down in the lane. Like, that's kind of the point of picking this hero versus the Storm, but once Storm is 6, you can just feed off of a co-op.
He's already got that level advantage too now, thanks to that kill.
Oh yeah, he's happy. He's loving life.
Picking on the bottom lane here. Looks like Skeeter's having a pretty comfortable time, 21-6 currently.
Yeah, that tri-lane start is always really nice. Sand King is very dependent on having like a slight level advantage. I imagine Skitter.
Oh yeah, got that ink swall down. Spin. This is gonna most likely be a very dead Hiko. Yeah, tries to Arctic Burn away. He's not gonna be able to. Sexy Fat, just a little bit too late with the stun. Either way, I don't think he would have made it out. And top lane RDO just gets trapped in the shards. With Mr. Moon Meander and Casey here. This is not looking good for FURIA.
This crazy lineup, they have some ridiculous kill combos in both the lanes. They have Tusk Beast, which of course with the board plus the tag team is an awful lot of kill potential, and then bot is Jug Grim. That is one of the scariest lanes, to the point where I almost feel like with most heroes you can't lane against Jug Grim.
It's just a kill lane, 100%.
It's just the kill threat is too high. They have too much damage between them. Like, I would expect to see some lane shenanigans coming out from FURIA here, but they were kind of okay with just contently laning this.
I think that's the problem when I look at FURIA's draft. Like, I like the heroes, but I don't like the laning, necessarily. Because what's a Pugna gonna do up there with the Gyrocopter right now? And then, like, this is not a common lane to see the Winter Wyvern and the Sand King down here.
Yeah,
but just in comparison, when you look at what Crazy's got going on, right?
For sure, for sure. And I mean, you can't just cut, and it doesn't matter what Crazy has. Like, that's the thing. But I think that's something that we've seen with FURIA over the past few days, is that a lot of their downfall seems to be that they're kind of content with what the position the enemy team puts them into. So when you're playing against the better teams, of course the enemy team is going to put you in a very crappy position. Whereas maybe some of these other tier 2 teams will just kind of get outskilled by you. You know, but you can't outskill a Jug Grim lane. I don't know how do you outskill that? It's like 1,000 damage between those two heroes.
I don't think you can, like you said. I think it's been really tough for FURIA, because the other day too, it was the freest Meepo game, and they were, well, as you said, they kind of played it all wrong. They weren't taking advantage of things. They weren't making the right moves across the map.
Which is crazy, just considering, no pun intended, but considering how their performance was prior to this.
Yeah.
This tournament, like this team is looking like one of the stronger teams in SA before this.
Yeah, I mean they consistently, I believe, made it into minor qualifiers.
Yep. I mean, I suppose to be fair, they are playing against, you know, EG, Crazy. These are like possibly tier 1. I mean, EG obviously is a tier 1 team, but Crazy's
nice cover, Jenkins.
Thank you.
You know, maybe, possibly, I don't know.
I mean, second place at a major, you know. So
yeah, maybe.
But Crazy is potentially tier 1 too. So it's like the. Oh, God,
sexy fat. They have the. Nah, they just take him out. They had that nice sentry ward off on the side. They're looking for Hiko now. I'll throw the silence, but a little bit too late to stop him from flying away.
How he's huge. He's level 5 at 6 minutes on Grimstroke. That's not something you usually see unless you are absolutely free farming and killing your lane.
It's been a very easy lane. Like you said, it's a Jug Grimstroke lane. Top lane, Duster caught in the shards. Get that kill, they'll snowball right out again, avoiding some of the damage from RDO, and as that's going down, they'll lose Hiko in the bottom lane. I don't... What do you do at this point? Like, because you can't lane down here.
Okay,
you can't lane down here. Do you send Hiko somewhere else?
Yes, for sure, definitely. You send Sand King to the tier 3, and you cut the wave, and you sit there for 5 minutes cutting and getting huge. And then Bryle has to rotate, and then because Bryle rotates, that means that the other lanes are freed up. That's what needs to happen. Like, once again, going back to, like, they have to break Crazy's formation. The current situation is, and that's good, because Hiko is. So the current situation is working very nicely for Crazy, so FURIA needs to do something to make
Hiko.
it not.
Hiko in the mid lane, Moon Meander making his own rotation. Shards will come out. Bryle is looking for a kill. It's gonna be Moon Meander who grabs it. I guess if you're FURIA, you're okay though, right? Because it's not your mid. Oh, they're going after him though. They should be able to find that kill. Duster will snap it up.
Good stuff happens when you swap things up like this. Sometimes the best way to relieve pressure somewhere is not by. Oh God.
Sexcat's dead.
God. These heroes. And this is exactly why you want to go cut at the tier 2, because then the Jug has to sacrifice something in order to feed off of you. He needs to run away and run behind a tower and then lose his tower in return for that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But no, I totally agree with you. They need to like break the lanes for sure. Murdoch's looking pretty good in this game though, surprisingly, despite Bryle getting the solo kill.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna be able to blink away from this, I think. No? Yeah. Alright. Top lane. Looks like they want to make some moves over here on KZU. Does have the roar. We'll use it over on Duster, but RDO and oh, he uses the Centaur to slow down Sexy Fat. They still have him in their sights though, and they should be able to find this kill on KZU. Moon Meander coming in though, has the tag team, has his eyes on Duster, and the follow-up from Aoi with the Stroke of Fate. Snowball buying a little bit more time will turn their attention back to RDO, and they just don't have. Oh, never mind. In comes Murdoch. He's looking for Bryle's here, and Bryle's looking to grab himself a pickup, but the Sonic Wave coming out. Bryle gonna have to run away. He was looking to get just a quick pick. He's not gonna be able to find it as he TP's home.
Storm feels so rough rotating in the early game in this patch. You just don't have mana to do it. It's like he zips in once, he's out of mana, just needs to zip TP base. Almost feels like you should just sack ganks to just farm. You just farm jungle, farm mid.
Dire are scanning.
Once he gets level 12 and has Kaya, that's when Storm really feels good in this patch.
Skeeter.
So much mana.
Grabbing up the bounty rune bottom. Hiko gonna try to put some damage on him, slow him down just a little bit. But it's been a very free game for this Jug.
Oh yeah. He's going Radiance on Jug. The Miracle build.
Oh, what I was watching the other day. One of the games, and Miracle was doing what we were talking about with the Mars Spear, going backwards.
Oh, that's the classic.
It was super awesome.
That's a good one.
Bryle just dodging that Shadow Dagger, no problem. Moon Meander making his own rotation. They're hoping they're gonna get aggressive. Although it looks like they're gonna just find the opening on Duster. He just evaporates. There was a little Pugna there.
What in God's name? That Tusk Punch. That annihilated him.
Yeah, it did. He popped like a zit.
That's a gross saying, you know?
I'm sorry. That's the first thing that came to mind. I was just like, man.
Duster's a zit.
No, I didn't say that.
I'll let him know you said that.
I didn't say that.
That's his job.
It was a simile.
I see. Kezu's got his dom. Time for this top lane push. Although this is what Sand King likes to do, is respond to these pushes. But as I say that, Sand King is
Nowhere near the vicinity. He's making his way over though.
just jungling. Yeah, but he's jungling. He used the Sandstorm, so now they're going to be set up.
Oh. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to try to defend this tower either. What's the play here? Okay, it looks like maybe they're going to try to get the jump on Bryle. Try to bait Duster a little bit.
How though?
That I don't know.
How do they kill him? They need Disable.
I don't know. And especially with Moon Meander making this rotation. Like, you just back off here. You don't do anything. Maybe the Tusk, maybe? Alright, they're making some moves. Duster still alive just a little bit longer. They'll turn around, they'll get the suck, and they'll follow up with the Winter's Curse. Buy a little bit more time here, so they still have Moon Meander holding on. They'll be able to find that kill, but they will end up losing Duster. And now that Soul Vine being thrown out, keeping Hiko and Murdoch together will slow down the Quap from being able to jump forward, but she's got the Sonic Wave. Murdoch's feeling a lot better now, but he's gonna pay for it as Bryle drags him back, and they're looking to get these final hits off. Scooter comes in with the Omni Slash. Kill secured. Maybe a little overkill. I don't know.
Murdoch, the madman. I think he was worried that maybe Quap would blink. He doesn't
Would
know
blink
what
out,
level
yeah. That's the only
he
thing
has.
I can think of, but it did
Yeah.
definitely felt a little much.
I don't know. I'd rather secure the kill than be the guy that's like that didn't press the ability because he wanted to save
True.
it and be greedy. That always feels really bad. Good lord, though, Murdoch keeps kind of throwing his life away for kills on supports. Like the second time we've seen him do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just gets too excited. Sexy
Maybe
Fat
it's-
over here.
it's-
We do have detection if they want to make some moves on Sexy Fat, but Duster's gonna push Moon Meander out of the jungle here.
God,
And
this is
they'll
not the
reclaim it.
position you want to be in on Sand King, where you're jungling with Sandstorm. Like, this hero's all about shoving lanes with Sandstorm ability. So you can tell he's playing so scared.
With good reason too. They have a lot of detection thrown out around the lanes to make sure that they always have vision
sure.
on them.
Sure, but I also
Come
think
in.
that they should, like, he should be buying his own sentries to deward these if he's really worried, and then also playing at the tail end of his Sandstorm. Like, they can't kill him, you see? Every time they run up to him, they'll push him away, but then he can just walk up and do it again. That's kind of the idea. Like, the Sand King's all about wasting the enemy team's time. That's what this hero cares about. So if you're jungling, it feels really bad.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like he's able to be that annoying pest that he would like to be.
Right. He's definitely a pest. Hiko's getting huge in the bot lane, though, during all of this, surprisingly. He's level 8. Almost 9. So, FURIA's not feeling too bad about this. A little bit more passive than the past couple of minutes.
And I think they kind of have to be, right? Like, they've had pretty disastrous lanes.
Yeah, when they have the Sand King Blink Dagger, I imagine they're going to go immediately smoke and go for a fight with that.
Ping's coming out over here on Hiko. Silence being thrown out. He's got the Arctic Burn already up, though. He's trying to just buy a little bit more time, but that Snowball just does not care about the trees. He's going to be able to go drop down the Winter's Curse. The rest of the team is coming in. He's trying to bait in a little bit more. Walrus Punch coming out. They'll follow up with the call down. Hiko's going to be just fine. Oh, never mind. Owie coming in with the snipe. Moon Meander will fall. The rest of the side of FURIA is here. It looks like they're going to try to take down this tower. Owie hiding over in the corner. Still has a Soul Bind. See, these TPs are coming out right now. They want to take this fight. They know that they're down on that Winter Wyvern. The support here coming out from Bryle. They can drag both of them back. Followed up with the Royals. Separate both of them off to the side now. Looks like Murdoch is going to get spun on. RDO is next here as he's getting chased after by Kaiser. They'll use the Omni Slash. They'll get the kill. They'll get the kill on Sexy Fat too. And just like that, FURIA loses 3.
And that Grimstroke combo, the double pull into the double roar with like 2 or 3 remnants because he had an arcane rune down, it really feels like Crazy has some crazy team fight abilities, but they kind of don't. It's pick-off abilities. That's the nuts thing about Grimstroke, is that he makes it so that your pick-off abilities become these AoE teamfight abilities. Like, you'd think that this Gyro and the Sand King and the Queen of Pain and the Wyvern, the 4 heroes I just named, have giant teamfight ults. Ooh, Murdoch.
Murdoch is murdered.
Radiant's middle tower
And that's why you don't blink on Queen of Pain, unless it's away from the enemy team. You can really regret that.
Yeah, they don't have like all of their vision is very defensive for the most part. I mean, you've got this one behind where the tier 1 is, but everything else is just, you know, trying to keep it safe for RDO to farm. Everyone's in the jungle, it feels like. We finally do have the Sand King finding some opening up here. He does have the Blink Dagger too, but bottom lane. Winter's Curse is gonna get used by Hiko. Owie coming in with these just absolute perfect angles.
NA ping.
Yeah, 360 no scope.
Dire's bottom tower is under
You know, I gotta say, your handwriting on the map is quite impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Tithian's doing, oh, hold that thought, though.
Ooh,
Nice epicenter over in the
double.
lane with the call down. RDO, he's got to get out of there, though.
That's what you like to see as a Sand King.
That's what you want to see for sure.
structures.
Yes, enemies, please stand together.
Dire are scanned.
You will be fine.
I'm sure all the other casters love that Pythian's drawing all over the map, though. Was it Light of Heaven who used to ping, like,
Does it show up to them?
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah.
has fallen.
everyone sees it when you draw on the map. They're probably like, what the hell is going on?
Alright, Pythian, you know what to do.
Yeah, Light of Heaven used to ping the, was it the shrines? Back when we had shrines, like all the health and stuff? We got worried one time because he was casting and he was not pinging. And we're like, is that the real Light of Heaven? Because we have not seen him ping at all.
He might have,
Imposter Light of Heaven.
yeah.
Looks like they're gonna go in for the Roche. They know that they're feeling very, very strong right now.
Ah, the Jug Radiance timing. The perfect timing to go take Roshan. As we all know.
Yes! I mean, what can they really hope to do right now? They know that the epicenter is down, call down's down.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
and they
nothing.
give the Aegis to Skeeter instead of Bryle. That is how great of a game Skeeter is having, is that on Jug he takes the Aegis over his Storm Spirit.
Radiant's bottom tower
Shocking.
under attack.
I mean,
He's
that's
a-
how crazy confident these guys are feeling, I guess. Bryle, top
Yeah.
lane. Just going to get into position. Gonna miss it. They have the vision. They're gonna go right after Sexy Fat. He is gonna pay for the shards come out. Bryle collects the kill. Duster just gets the heck out of there. He doesn't want to be there anymore. So I have a feeling this will translate into taking an objective, most likely this outpost over here, and maybe some pressure on the tower, considering that they do have the, well, I mean, I say that they have, you know, the Aegis on Jug. The Jug is in the bottom lane, so.
Yeah, they're still kind of playing to farm to some degree. Oh god, RDO.
RDO, why are
I
you
think he dies
there?
solo.
Why are you there?
Even if he survives the Omni, he dies anyway to the Blade Fury and
Yeah.
Radiance.
Duster gets picked off as well. This is just, the map belongs to Crazy. Hiko getting pulled right back in here by Bryle. Does have the Winter's Curse, but it just isn't going to matter. He gets burst down too fast. 20-minute
Hiko's
rooms are coming
going-
up. Bryle's going to treat himself.
Yeah, they're gonna potentially get 4 of them. It looks
Yeah.
like Sexy Fat's heading for 1, so
Dire's middle
not a total
tower
not a total loss.
I mean, they had both of the outposts too. That hurts. That hurts a lot.
Yeah, oh
for
yeah.
FURIA.
Oh yeah. Yeah. XP is king these days as
It
well
is.
with the gold changes. So, although it does look like the bounties. I'm pretty sure the bounties weren't changed.
That was what Kips and I were trying to figure out. We were trying to
So let
figure
me-
out
let me
if the
see.
bounties
Okay.
actually got affected, and we weren't doing the
This-
math at the time.
The starting bounties are 40 gold,
Okay.
and it's been 4 ticks since that. Yeah, they haven't changed. It's
So
80,
again,
which-
the shovel, way more value, right? Because you can dig up a bounty rune. TPs cost 90 gold a pop.
yeah, I mean, Philosopher's Stone as well is
Mm-hmm.
which Aoi is holding more value certainly. What are the neutral? It's interesting to look at the neutral items on both teams and just kind of see what people are using. Queen of Pain using a Philosopher's Stone. That is not something you
That's not what
usually
you want.
see. He's also got a Heart of Tarask in his quick buy. I am not sure if he's memeing or if he's actually going to buy a heart. I would certainly hope not.
He's got to be memeing, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Unless he's just so tilted, which is also definitely something that happens.
Look at this. Look at Kezu's inventory. This is just offlaner things. It's so annoying when you're going to build a hood and you have Windlace and then Boots of Speed, and then it's like, oh shit, I have Tranquils.
Yeah.
And it's especially annoying when your courier comes to you while you're like jungling a cap, and then so the cap hits you, and then if your Tranquils form and immediately break, so you can't disassemble them.
Mm-hmm.
That is always the saddest thing. That's when I definitely get the most reports, is when something like that happens, which is very frequent.
I have a feeling that if I try to do the Pugna support, I am going to get many reports that are like, "What the hell? Why aren't you maxing out your Nether Blast?"
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. I think people would report you for that.
Yeah. Yep. Well, guess it's time to make a 5-stack and go play. My 5-stack won't report me, right, Jenkins?
Well, it depends if I'm in it. I mean, I report you after every game. I even go to your games that I'm not in and try to report you, even though the button's not there. I always look to see if they've updated it.
Honestly, I expect nothing else.
Yeah, I keep it on my calendar. I just keep,
Your calendar.
I set up a bot that checks when you play games. Like, oh, can I report Moxxi today?
Nice. This one time, I asked Lizard, because Lizard was streaming. I was like, dude, come play a game with me. We'll play unranked. It'll be terrible. And he was like, yeah, Mox, I'll come play with you. And I don't think I've ever seen Lizard so angry in my entire life.
Yeah, oh yeah,
He was so upset. Because, he's used to these super high-level pubs, and then you come play with me, and, I'm garbage tier. Because, I'm just playing for fun half the time. But, like, he's like, why would they do that? Why is this guy off here? Like, he was so angry. I think that would be what would happen if you played with me, Jenkins. I think that you would just get very angry seeing what other people are doing. I'm literally just following Lizard around the entire time, too. And he's like, Mox, I need you to go do this or whatever. And I'm like, Lizard, I'm dead. He's like, I don't care, Mox, go do it. And I'm like, okay, Lizard, I'm doing it.
See, what my problem is I play unranked. I get, like, heralds in my game, and then I lose the lane to this herald. And it's like...
Because they make no sense, right?
No.
They be happening.
No, they're TI players. Let me tell you, they're TI players. They make a lot of sense. They could play at a TI. I feel like if these heralds focused as much on being good at Dota as they do on flaming, all chatting, and chat wheeling, they would literally be TI level players.
That's possible.
Legitimately.
RDO has reconnected.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's back, so he can have more fun in this massacre.
Oh, I'm sure that's exactly what he's thinking. Moon Meander and Owie just on the hunt here. Murdoch, oh no.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I feel like Murdoch is going to be the next victim. Snowball in with the Inkswell, with the silence, and Stroke of Fate. And all that Sexy Fat can do is watch as Murdoch gets murdered.
Crazy. I mean, it's just two supports. These are not heroes that should be able to kill Queen of Pain at this point.
Middle tower is under attack.
But they can. If he had the
They can?
Essence Ring, instead of
What's going on down here? Duster? Found by Brile. He's just trying to give him the suck, but he's just got way too much burst damage. And he is a squishy little Pugna boy.
Middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, you don't really care about the Pugna if you're a Storm, Ember, or Void Spirit, because you just press one of your a billion abilities to phase out of reality, and then all of a sudden his suck is no longer sucking. Not in that sense.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is feeling real rough for Furia. I'm not sure what they can even hope to do at this point. Like,
Rapier Gyro.
I don't think that's still gonna be enough. I think that they're too squishy. I think they just get bursted down. Owie's been really on point with like these soul binds.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
They need to go very late into the video game. If they're not planning on doing that, they definitely need to go for some sort of smoke wraparound play, double burrow strike onto like Storm +1. something like that. I think that's probably their kill is the Storm. He's...
How are they getting the double burrow strike, though?
You just got to get lucky. You got to find the right opportunity.
Oh, God. Alright, big ol' smoke coming out here from the side of Crazy. They're just baiting, waiting for... I guess Sexy Fat is not who they want. They can see Duster over here dewarding, so they'll happily go for that. Grapify. Okay, that's a nice Winter's Curse. We'll be able to slow them down just a little bit, but look at this. They're all just jumping right on in. They get the kill on Duster, chasing after RDO. The buyback coming out now from the Pugna. And it looks like Queen of Pain gonna be able to run away. Hingo as well. They went for the Omni Snatch. Sexy Fat, though, they've got the vision, they've got the roar. They're gonna be able to take out Sexy Fat. They're linked up now, Duster and Murdoch. And they just can't do anything. The double pull back here coming out from Brow. They just pop both of them. Buybacks coming out now. Sand King and the Queen of Pain going back into the fight. They pop the Aegis over here on Skeeter. Can they get the second kill? They'll fall down immediately, followed by the shards. And we'll be able to go pull them in. Oh, he whiffs it. He's not going to be able to use it because the snowball comes out from Moon Meander. Skeeter finally will fall now. Moon Meander looks like it just went a little bit too far here. So multiple buybacks coming out from the side of Furia. They're looking to see what else they can find.
Did he?
Keizu using the dust. They've got their eyes on Hingo. Be able to go throughout the net. They've got the ink swell as well. Stun. Sexy Fat trying to go back in, but he just sits through.
God,
Look at Bryle. He's just having the time of his life. He gets a triple kill, and now he's going in after Murdoch. Doesn't have the mana for Murdoch, so that haste rune.
Dude,
Oof.
that fountain zip. Oh my god, the damage. That is what you just hope for when you pick Storm Spirit. Is just getting a couple of zips like that. It feels so good.
There goes Bryle. He waited till he had enough mana with that clarity, and then he just zooms on in. Good God.
So close to the Bloodstone.
This is gonna be a dead Duster. You're not safe in your own base at this point, Furia.
And not if you're alone. No way.
I don't even think even if you have friends, you're still not. You're
Yeah,
still not safe.
gotta
in
look
your own
out.
base.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Bryle's coming for him.
Dire structures are fortified. Dire's
Moon
middle
picking up the bot wave. Bringing it to his Beastmaster. Here, you farm this. I'm a
I
support.
don't want it. I mean, Aui's looking pretty good anyways, right?
Yeah.
Look at
it's
his
huge.
his net worth here. He's right underneath the Queen of Pain.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Peter.
All right,
Going
Nico.
right on in, doesn't care. He's got that healing ward, they've got the Decrepify on him. He's just gonna spin away. Look how fast he is. 17k net worth lead now at 25 minutes. Just gonna back off, get the runes, maybe get themselves some new items, some higher tiers.
Yeah,
Get the quickening
tier
charm
4.
picked up here by Keizu.
I love that item. There's so many heroes in Dota that are just broken by having any amount of cooldown reduction, where they have an ability that, like, the cooldown's the same as the duration, and all of a sudden you can get an item and you can have... Oh
Boy,
Lord,
there
Bryle.
goes Bryle. He's found Duster. He's gonna get it, and he's gonna zip away. Sounds like a little song.
He doesn't even let him kill the boar.
He just dodges that. Easy. He's got an illusion.
That's definitely one of my favorite changes in the recent patches, is the fact that illusion runes work like meta. I feel like that's how it always should have been. It's just one of the more fun mechanics in the game. Little mechanics, like dodge things like that.
I agree. Man, I hate having to spectate Storm Spirit. I'm keeping my camera on him right now unless I see, you know. Yeah, look at that. He just zips across the screen. Granted, you guys are watching Pythian, our amazing production and observer right now, but it sucks to have to follow Storm Spirit, especially when Brow's got this much mana. You just see him zip across the entire map.
The camera doesn't even follow him if you click it on him. Oh, sexy
Yeah.
fat. Brow sees you, buddy.
Sexy. He blinks out. They've got vision though. He goes right into the creep wave. Yeah, you're dead, my friend. You're very dead. Aui's always got the detection. Big ol' walrus punch to the face.
Brow's going for a big zip. I feel it.
Yeah, he is. He spots Murdoch. Murdoch gonna be able to just blink away. Grabs up the arcane room.
Oh my god.
It's a nice consolation prize for him right now.
Dreaming.
Alright, Bryle, let's see a fountain zip, man. Don't use that arcane rune anywhere but the fountain. I want
I
to
feel
see
like he's just hunting Murdoch. Yeah, look at this. Zipping across the map. He's got the silence. He's got the damage. It should be a very dead Murdoch. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Get out of my game.
Murdoch's got a solar crest on Queen of Pain.
Yeah, this has not been a fun game. I mean, the laning stage went okay until he got outplayed. And then it just was all downhill from there, it seems. You know, Bryle, it's funny because I remember when Bryle first started getting some attention, right? Was with Animal Planet. I believe it was him and Kid Track had just started playing with that team. And it's crazy to see how much he's grown. Like, this guy's a great mid player, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think Murdoch has just been struggling quite a bit, and I'm not sure if it's just because this patch doesn't necessarily favor his hero pool, or...
I think the interesting thing about Bryle is that when he was, you know, getting recognized, people were thinking that he was like part of a new wave of mid players, and it's just not the case. It was just Bryle. Like, he was the only one that was really good enough to play on any of these tier 1.5 teams. And he's pretty steadily improved. I would say he hasn't really exactly sumailed, where he's just all of a sudden become this TI player, but he has very steadily improved, and now he's definitely a player that can play at a TI, you know, and maybe in a year from now he'll be.
I mean, that's the hope of every player, is to eventually make it to a TI. Alright, I'm zooming the camera out. I have a feeling that he is gonna just zip over on RDO any moment.
Already over BKB, he does.
The rest of the team is smoked up behind RDO. They're hoping that they'll overcommit here. The zip in, though, like we talked about. Zip back out. Just a little, hey, how you doing? What's up? Hi, guys. I'll break that smoke easy peasy.
Did he get the ward? Nice, nice. Gyro got his rapier queued up.
He's got to get out, though, to get that rapier, too, is the other problem. They've just taken control of the entire jungle.
One step at a time. He needs about 6,000 more gold, so...
Yeah, you know, it's the aspirational items, right? The ones that, you know, you're a little gyrocopter, and, you know, someday you wish that you grow up and you become, you know, this big, powerful gyrocopter.
Yeah, he wants to be sumo.
Look at the arrow. Oh, God. This feels so bad right now. Like, what can you do? You're just stuck inside your base. You can't take a single step out because it just always feels like there's someone there.
So, yeah, I mean, at this point, it looks like FURIA is not going to make a move out of their base at all until they get the rapier. This to me, just seems like hold out until they either lose or get a rapier on gyro territory.
This feels like such a rapier patch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, baby. Duster, you stepped outside of your base, but... looks like they'll be able to buy a little bit more time. He's still gonna zip forward. Make some nice right angles over here.
Yeah, rapier's a broken item for sure. I mean, giving it True Strike is just crazy to me. It's like, I mean, that's why people buy Monkey King Bar, right? Like, that's a full item. Like, a lot of people would go Monkey King Bar over rapier because the effective damage would be higher because of the True Strike on like some butterfly hero. That's insane. And now rapier has that. There's no choice
They did
anymore.
a lot of this now too. Like the Silver Edge has multiple items built into one, but I'm keeping an eye on Owie here because he has a sheep stick. The initiation coming out here from Bryle. Gonna try to grab them. BKB coming up from Bryle as well as he's just zipping into the back lines. He's going after Hiko. They're gonna be able to take down RDO easy. And buyback coming out immediately now from Hiko. They'll use the fortification. Sexy Fat trying to push them off the base. No gyrocopter for 60 seconds though. Still have that Winter's Curse. Look at the spacing though. Look at how far away everyone's standing on the side of Crazy. Oh, Sexy Fat. Let's take down this building here. Zip in, coming out again from Bryle, going right past everyone. Found Hiko. They just take him out immediately. Sexy Bad looks like he's going to be next on the list. He's also taken down. Buyback coming out now from the Sand King. Skinner's just swirling around. He's doing a little dance over here. As he goes right back to the fountain. Does eventually get stunned up by the Sand King though. The rest of the team is here. They're going to be able to clean up nicely. GG gets called. Crazy, going crazy here in the fountain. Rampage for Skeeter.
I mean, kind of just about what we expected, just given how Crazy has been beating everybody and Furia has been losing to everybody, to just say it bluntly. Yeah. Just as we expected. I think there was some really cool individual stuff that we saw in that game. Like, Aoi got really huge as a support. I mean, Kazu did his thing. Oh, shit, my alarm's going off. Uh-oh.
Hey, Jenkins, it's time to wake up.
Now everybody knows I'm a degenerate. Oh, no. Oh, as if it wasn't known.
I mean, you look at Crazy's draft, and it just makes a lot of sense. Like, you can see how the lanes are going to play out. You can see, like, you know, they're picking stuff that's fairly meta, the Grimstroke, especially with the Tusk, Beastmaster, and Furia's draft is just a little too all over the place, it seems. You know, they're not picking up Lockdown. You know, you can run the Pugna 5, but it just didn't work out in the lanes. Like, these lanes,
yeah, that's the thing.
We're not set up to win, except
right.
maybe the Queen of Pain, right? Queen of Pain against the Storm Spirit, and that one I think just came down to individual skill. I would say that Bryle is the no shade at Murdoch, but you know, Bryle is probably the better mid player here. So it's been rough.
Definitely,
it's been rough, and I think also it's tough too because Murdoch has been struggling in almost every single series that we've watched. It feels like so he's got to be feeling extra pressure.
Yep. I agree. You just can't lose the lanes like this in this patch. You just can't. Like, a good team is gonna snow. Like, you can't lose the lanes like this and then simultaneously not go for any like active plays with smokes. Like, a lot of the time, It seems like Furia, they make a lot of plays like moving around the map as a team, or they like hold some farming position with like Hiko sitting bot, but they never make any like moves really. And it's like, okay, well, if the enemy team is just in a better position than you and you're holding your farming position, doesn't that mean you're just gonna lose more and more gold every minute that passes by?
Yeah, they're very passive, and it's very strange to me that they play so. Because I've seen other, I don't want to say iterations, but like I feel like on other patches they've definitely been way more aggressive, and it's paid off for them. But I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this team right now. To be quite honest, I think they need to draft better lanes, definitely. But I feel like that early pickup of the gyrocopter, like they feel like they need to comfort RDO in a sense. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that is it. Maybe you're right. Maybe what they need to do is pick just kind of specialty heroes more so on these players, because when you are playing against the better teams, a lot of the time if you're not particularly good at a certain hero or you don't know a certain matchup, like you haven't played it hundreds and hundreds of games, it just becomes very amplified against the good teams because they take advantage of the little tiny thing that you leave open, the little hole. They'll go through it, you know. And a lot of the other teams they maybe won't. And then you give a lead to a team like this, and they'll never give it back to you. So maybe that's why you just pick comfort. So that way there are no holes. There are no holes at all.
Again, it just felt weird to see Hiko on the Winter Wyvern. I know we explained, you know, why we would see the Wyvern being placed in the position 4, but Duster's definitely their Wyvern player. I don't think I've seen him play the Pugna 5.
That didn't look great, that Pugna 5. Gonna be honest.
No, but I also think they needed more lockdown. I don't know. I felt like they kind of lost in the draft, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it definitely felt pretty hard. Once again, it's as simple as, if you're going to lose the lanes like this, whether it's draft or skill or whatever, you have to make moves. You have to do something to get the game back. You can't just lose the lanes and then be okay with what you've got. Because if you lost the lanes, you're going to have no map control. You're going to have less farm. They're going to have an advantage, and they're going to make it even bigger. You know, it's easy to make money when you already have money. It's much easier to do that. It's hard to start from zero and get something.
Yeah, you got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. But anyways, we, that was game number 1. Crazy taking it in a very decided victory. We do have game number 2 coming up soon. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to see if Furia can, get some of that aggression going and get themselves back in this series.